I'm not like it what I answer, but it's an underrated. From a tenant perspective, it's a perfect match. The best part is you don't have to go and search for your flatmates because you can probably why Bangalore? Why not other cities?
Keep everybody happy. We are working really hard.
I would say take feedback as a gift. Business is all about a lot of heart. It has to be ting ting ting.
Today we have Mr. Rajneet Kohli, who does not require any introduction. He is a dynamic leader who has over 25 years of diverse experience in the F&B sector. He is currently the CEO and Executive Director at Britannia Industries. In the past, he has driven transformative strategies at Domino's and been the Vice President for Coca-Cola for 14 years. His leadership leaves a lasting impact on the organizations that he guides. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Kohli.
Very good evening to you as well.
It's an honor for us that you've given us the opportunity to have a conversation with you today. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
So before we start this conversation, I really have to tell you that your house is drop dead gorgeous. Trust me.
Oh, well, thank you all.
It's beautifully done.
All credit to her.
Thank you. So now, to begin with the podcast, we are aware that you've lived in North almost all your life, all these years, and this is for the first time you've moved to South India. So how has your experience been?
Well, the experience has been excellent, and I have actually lived not just North, I've lived in West, I've lived in multiple places, almost 11 cities by now. And the experience in Bangalore has been outstanding. It's an amazing weather, everybody talks about it, but more importantly, it's a beautiful set of people. They're very warm and welcoming, and really happy to be here as family today.
I would agree to that too. So now, if I talk about your first home in Bangalore, how was that experience? Was it easy to find a house or was it a difficult experience?
Well, the credit goes to her. She did the hard work and did the search around here. We were looking at something very comfortable, very cozy. But you can imagine, you come to a new city, it's not easy to know where to live and whether you'll have facilities, whom to get in touch with, whether everything will be taken care of. And our experience, and credit to her, I mean, she was able to get in touch with XU Life, and we've been very happy and had an amazing experience with XU Life experience, because end to end, of finding a house to our choice, getting it updated to our taste, maintaining it, getting the pesticide done, the cleaning part there. We just moved in with a bag. It was absolutely plug and play. So we had a really, really good experience there.
So that's where we would like to thank you. We are full of gratitude that you gave a young startup like ours a chance where we could cater to your requirement, and you are one of our tenants. Now, at the same time, I would love to know from you, how did you discover XU Lifestyle?
So I was looking for a house on rent. I was meeting many people. All of a sudden, somebody called me and told me about this company. So I met, I think, Harman or somebody there. So she showed me a few houses. The one where we lived in Silver Oak was the best which I liked. And the services which were provided by you were excellent.
Thank you.
Since we moved from North India, I was not comfortable where to find what to find from where. So I think your company provides everything. You don't have to find anything. You just have to come, settle down, that's all.
That's the concept and that's the motive.
That's the best thing which I have been telling people also. The best thing which I found was the facilities which are provided by you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, means a lot. We have been fortunate, Mr. Kohli, that you have been guiding us in our journey where we are trying to enhance the tenancy experience of especially working professionals in Bangalore,
right,
and providing them accommodation in gated societies of Bangalore. We would love to know what potential did you see in our product and of course in our founders that you have been mentoring us, and we look forward to your guidance in the future as well.
Thank you. You asked 3 questions in one question, so I'll try to answer one by one. I think firstly, any business model comes from the need state. Either you're trying to fulfill a need state or a gap which is there. Clearly, if people anyway who's coming to Bangalore, it's a young city, we keep talking about the tech potential of it. And therefore, if it's tech and it's a good job, people want to have a great accommodation. They don't want to come in a college kind of a lifestyle here. So you need a great accommodation, you want to be in a good place, And that's where I think XU Life comes in really well. You get a really premium good properties. These are gated properties, well taken care of. And the best part is you don't have to go and search for your flatmates because you can probably afford one room. And that's what XU Life will provide you. The flatmates, they'll provide you with the house help, which is amazing because in a new city for somebody to come and take care of the other, either the food or the cleanliness part of it. And also the best part is in terms of furniture as well. I even didn't know of the concept of furniture being rented here, and that's all also taken care from. So from a tenant perspective, it's a perfect match. You get into a good premium property, you pay the rent as per your room. From owner's perspective, and I would really encourage them to really go out and look out. That's the potential I see. Why Bangalore? Why not other cities? Is if you're moving out and you have multiple locations, who's going to maintain the property? You're always under stress if the tenant is going to be good. Is he going to take care of my place? How am I going to rent out? Do I need to travel to go and settle? All this, if in a platform which is well taken from, tech driven, that's where XU Life comes in really well. So it's a need state and a gap from both the tenant side and the owner side, and voila, you have a business model there.
Thank you. Now that you've spoken about tech and you've spoken about scaling, we would like to break this news with you that our MVP version of the website is going to be live in the first week of January 2024.
Oh, excellent. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Very
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
I've been asking and pushing them to have a great app which is there, which is friendly and everything. So
Yeah, it's finally
good
there.
to hear that. Good to hear that.
So next on, Mr. Kohli, we would like to know, when you're a service provider like us, where we're catering to the tenants on one side and then we're catering to the owners on the other, there are times where you cannot make everybody happy. And there will be people who would go around and we come across these reviews about us wherein on our end we're trying really hard to keep everybody happy. We're working really hard trying to change the tenancy experience. When we see such comments, such reviews, it somewhere breaks our heart a little, demotivates us a little.
Right.
From your expertise, what's the advice would you give to us? How do we take this?
Right. No, I think feedback is really important, and sometimes it can be very stark and it can hit you. Here is what my 2 cents on this one would be. You should look at measuring on what parameters your feedback is. The Net Promoter Score, NPS is what you called.
Yes.
In a tech fashion, is there a score to it? Is it on terms of dealing with people? Is it the quality of the household? Was it in the service that you lacked? Was it in the furniture? You should have weightages to all of that, and really try to assess not objectively, not emotionally, because what's written there is emotion which hit you. What you should look at is what is the object, where have you really failed. Do a root cause analysis and see if your scores, maybe you start with a negative score of 10 or minus or 30 because that's there. But if your trajectory is improving month on month, of your scores moving up, that is the direction you want to follow. So don't go hung up by the words of it. Where and objectively have you failed? What's the process that you failed? Are you fixing that going forward? And I can talk about from my experience. I used to head Domino's Pizza, right? And it's 30 minutes of free. You have a net profit. People, if it's 5-10 minutes late, would be very upset.
Yes.
And they can be mixed up as well. But we took it in a stride and say we need to improve the tech part of it, the service part of it, operations part, or the quality part of it. Once you start measuring all four and you start seeing things moving up, that's where you're hitting the right thing. So I would say take feedback as a gift. It's something giving you a gift. It's up to you how you want to take it forward and improve upon it. I would definitely put a tech and an understanding on the processes behind this one.
Absolutely, we'll do that. Thank you for the advice. How do you envision the trajectory of our startup in the coming years?
Well, I'm not a soothsayer and I don't have a magical lamp to see how it's going to go. I would look at 2 or 3 things which is there. One is the sense of entrepreneurship which the owners have. Mohit I've interacted with and the other partners. They're clearly driven young set of people. And finally, the business is all about a lot of heart and less of skill there in this one. From a business model perspective, I already shared. I think they were good scalable model which is there. And in that sense, I would be very keen if they start looking at because it's all about tech these days. So if they start enhancing and looking at other metros to move to, wherever the need state is most, and they should start moving in a very calculative and a nice manner in terms of expansion there to other cities as well. So I see all good which is happening on with XU Life, and I wish them all the very best. I'm closely watching the trajectory, how it's going to go up. My sense is with the zeal and the drive that they have and the direction they have everything to look upward and onwards. That's all I say.
Thank you. Upwards and onwards. Mrs. Kohli, you're an owner yourself and you've been managing your properties back in Gurgaon remotely from Bangalore. What are the challenges that you face?
There are many challenges we face actually. Whenever new tenants coming, we have to go get the things done, and we are not comfortable. Who is coming, background checkup and everything is very important. I think the company like XU Line, if it's there, it's very comfortable for us then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's small things which you have to see.
Yes. No, soon, Mrs. Kohli, we're planning to have presence across India.
Yeah. It's
Very
very
nice.
good actually.
Very nice. Wherever the need state is, I think that's where you should go in.
Absolutely.
And of course, in Delhi NCR provides a great opportunity as well. But why not everywhere?
Time is also precious, For us also, if somebody is looking after a property, that's the best thing actually.
Saves your time and
Saves our
energy.
time, yes, definitely.
Of course. So thank you so much. So far the conversation has been insightful and enlightening. Now let's add some fun to it.
Oh, nice.
We would not call it a rapid fire. You can take as much time as you would
Is
want.
there a gift hamper after this?
Yes, it's there and you win and win in both the situations.
Excellent. I'm just joking.
Alright, so shall I shoot my questions?
Yes, please.
Pineapple on pizza, is it a culinary crime or it is an underrated masterpiece?
You'll not like it what I answer, but it's an underrated masterpiece.
I agree. Somebody told me that the way it's served here in India, it's not the way it is served elsewhere. That's not the Hawaiian pizza.
Hawaiian pizza. It's
Yes.
a very
Yeah,
popular one
in
in
Miami.
Miami.
Miami,
it's the-
yes.
There you have to experience that pizza actually.
Yes. So the Glenn's Bakehouse here, if you
Yeah.
guide them, they prepare it.
Yeah, I
have
had it there.
We have it
I
there.
had it
Oh, you
there,
had it
yeah.
there. Alright. Then, if your Britannia office had a theme song, what would it be?
It has to be ting
Ting,
ting
ting.
ting.
Sure. Most unusual food that you have tried during your travel?
She'll not like it if I answer, but I was in Casablanca in Morocco and I've had snails. Live snails eating out of pot. But yeah,
Did it taste good?
well, you got to try it. It's everybody. No,
I wouldn't be able to. I'm a vegetarian.
that's it.
Even I do.
Yeah. Alright. So, what's your favorite chole bhature restaurant in Bangalore?
In Bangalore, is there a great chole bhature place?
Yes,
I'm
I
not
have
even-
tried. It's Natraj.
Natraj chole bhature, of course. What would you pick? Coffee or tea?
Coffee all the way. I'm a coffee guy, and therefore the biscuit that goes along with my coffee is our own Biscafe. So that's what I go
Great. What are you, ma'am? A coffee person
No,
or
I'm
a
a
tea
tea
person?
person.
Tea person. Great.
for. Opposite poles attract.
Absolutely, always. The last book or podcast that left a lasting impression on you?
There's a book very interesting of a colleague of mine called Lessons for My Son, to my son. That's something which left a very indelible mark on me in terms of how I'm interacting with my son. So hopefully some bit of it I should be able to learn and kind of transfer there.
That's nice. That's good to know. What's the destination that's next on your travel wish list?
Which one is that? I want to go to Iceland, but she wants to go to California side
want
of
to
US
California
next
also.
month.
So I think it's California.
It has to be.
What do you think? Do you have a choice?
What's your favorite sport?
Sport, I play squash, but I watch a lot of cricket and football.
Oh, that's
And I want to
nice.
get into golf.
Golf. Great. So it was a fun session, and all in all, a very insightful session, very informative. We can't thank you enough for sparing time for us, giving us your precious time today. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Kohli. This means a lot to
Pleasure.
us. Keep guiding us. We would want to grow more under your mentorship and guidance.
Thank you so much for this lovely opportunity and wishing you all the very best to XU Life.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.